Okay, we're back, everybody. So here is the dilemma. Someone wrote to Dear Abby saying that their longtime friend regularly gets into relationships with men who are already taken. Now, it's bothering her to the point she's considering ending their friendship. But is that a reason to end a friendship?
Audience, you guys are more sure about the coffee thing. Okay, here.
I bet this lady doesn't drink coffee.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
She's something else. I'd say it's a reason to end the friendship, and here's why. Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are. If you're gonna hang out with somebody who has no problem doing this, it does say something about you. And it's also this naivete that's like, okay, so you're hanging out with somebody who regularly, and this is not like she made a mistake and she did something stupid once. She's regularly dating married men. That is like having a friend as a thief and thinking they're never gonna steal from you. That you think that you're so special. And instead of, I would ask her the question, what is it about this friendship? What does this person bring to your life that is so special that you're able to ignore this thing that makes you uncomfortable to the point where you're even questioning if you can leave your husband? How funny?
Well, they do
Is she Eddie Murphy funny?
Yeah.
Like, how funny is she? I think you have to ask yourself that question. And is it a friend? If you're nervous to leave your friend around your spouse, is that someone you want in your life?
She said she's not worried about her husband.
But
she said that. I mean,
sorry. I was like,
she said that.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that did strike me in this particular one is she doesn't trust her friend. Not so much about, she trusts her husband with him. She doesn't trust her friend.
Yeah.
And that to me is a red flag. But for me, just to separate it from this exact story, like, I don't know. My friends can do, my closest, nearest, dearest ride or die, they can do stuff that isn't necessarily morally correct, and I will still stand by them. I've had it happen in my life where people have made questions.
Give us an example.
I'm not gonna give an example. You can imagine in relationships, things come up, and I see them as full, whole beings. And sometimes we make mistakes and we go down paths in life. Maybe you're making bad choices with substances, you're making bad choices with relationships. And all I can do for my nearest and dearest is stand by them and hope that I can guide them in the right direction back home to themselves.
I'm not guiding
I was just gonna ask if you ever take the time to sort of like, if it's repeated bad behavior, do you take the time to sort of inquire, like get to the why?
That man's bedroom?
Yeah.
No, I would definitely sit down. Again, I'm talking about, like, there's we've talked about this before on the show, there are tiers to friendships. There are the people you know, and then there's the next tier that's a little bit closer, and then there's the people who are like basically like family. And for me, I have I cut a wide swath. I can stand a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
As long as there's communication, then there's
Top-tier
open.
people.
And I understand. We all make mistakes in life. None of us are above bad behavior.
Yeah.
And it's about trying to figure out what is the balance of that.
So the birds of a feather analogy doesn't, like birds of a feather flock together, that doesn't impact your
That sounds like a line from a song, a Billie Eilish song, I believe, in fact.
Here's the only reason why I would say, for me, it's not necessarily just like birds of a feather. It is how much complicity are you asking of me as your friend? If you are in one small town and this woman is constantly dating men who are married, and people around town, this starts to get out. If that other woman, the wife of the person, all of a sudden it circles back, you are actually asking me to be complicit in your bad behavior. And now that's not fair. And to that I would say, I might not judge your choices, I will judge the position you put me in as a best friend. And that's where I would say you're crossing the line. So it is birds of a feather, but it's also reputation, is that if that's your reputation, I don't want people to start to think that's what I'm about too. So it's birds of a feather, sort of, but it's also, what lines are you asking me to cross as a friend? That's where I would draw it.
Because we're not crossing any lines around here, folks.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.